Hi everyone, I hope you're well, thanks for clicking on the video. Just got done with Blue Eye Samurai episode 6. I've got to say, I started off the episode feeling like, man, I could see that it was a shorter one this time around. Perhaps it was going to be a filler episode. It started off a little bit slow, right? I think it's fair for me to say that. But once it got the ball rolling, it just kept getting better and better and better. If you haven't watched it, this whole episode was just Mizu's siege on the castle that Fowler's in. Of course, she finds Taigen on the way. It was absolute insanity from, I would say, perhaps in between 5 and 10 minutes in, all the way to the end. It was just more madness, and it just kept getting better and better. Like, I'm not exaggerating when I say that. This entire episode felt completely different to everything else we have had in the season so far. I don't know whether it was because of the soundtrack, which was very different. It was badass. I really appreciated it, but it was very different to what we had had so far in the series. Or whether maybe it was because of just some of the unique animation we had in this episode. I hadn't seen it in some of the other episodes beforehand. I must say, this whole episode felt more like Kill Bill than the rest of the season, and I've been saying that the whole time since episode 1, that this show does remind me of Kill Bill, but this episode really embodied that energy, you know what I mean? I think this episode spoke more to the capability and sheer just power of Mizu more than any other episode as well. It seems the more injured, the more hurt she is, the more dangerous she is. I mean, each and every time she would make it further and further up the castle, to like a new level, she seemed to have like even more adversity than the one before, but she would somehow manage to make it through in the end, even though she was more hurt than ever. Really impressive. Like, she was impaled through her Achilles at one point, you know what I mean? And she just kind of brushed it off. She dealt with multiple explosions. She free climbed up a vertical castle with her bare hands, with Taigen slumped on her back. You know what I mean? And this was after all the explosions, after fighting this like demonic giant you see here, who also took a blade through the neck and just was cool with it somehow. So to speak to the adversity that Mizu went through this episode would be never ending. She went through some shit, and somehow she just manages to keep on going. It wasn't until the very end, where she's facing off with Fowler, that she finally has to admit defeat and just, jump through the window with Taigen, which in itself was super impressive. But this leads me to a lot of questions as to where these final 2 episodes are going to take us in the season. I'm guessing we're going to have some kind of, if not a cliffhanger, it's definitely not going to get the kind of closure I was hoping for at the beginning of the season. There's certainly going to be people left on Mizu's kill list, that's for sure. Oh, and to rate this episode out of 10, it would probably be a strong 8. For now though, guys, that brings us to the end of the video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. Leave a comment down below as well, and I'd love to get back to you when I have the time. Thanks, guys.